So you guys know the serpent is the savior. The serpent in the Bible, that's the savior. Just like, let me read you a post I did on Facebook. So y'all know the snake in the Bible from the Garden of Eden is really the savior, just like Ganymede and Prometheus. Just like Prometheus gave the humans fire, the snake gave the humans knowledge. But we've been taught to view the snake as evil, conniving, and cunning, when it actually sacrificed itself to give humanity its power. Knowledge is power. That's what we say, right? But when it comes to Christianity, the serpent was persecuted and reviled for giving us that very thing. And the God illustrated there in that Bible is the cunning evil entity, and the devil is the sacrifice. Baby, we have it all wrong. Christianity and the Bible is American mythology. Remember, Adam and Eve were forbidden to eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge. And the snake came in and encouraged Eve to eat from the fruit of knowledge anyway, therefore providing them with knowledge and the ability to learn, but therefore getting them banned from the Garden of Eden. Doesn't that sound like Prometheus and the fire? Prometheus was locked up for giving the humans God's fire. It sounds a lot like Ganymede as well. If you don't know, Ganymede is the person holding the water and pouring it out in the Aquarius symbol. Zeus thought Ganymede was one of the most beautiful of mortals and made Ganymede his cupbearer. But in an act of rebellion, Aquarius rules rebellion, Ganymede poured the god's water on the humans and was therefore punished. You see how each of these people were punished for providing humanity with some of the most basic needs: knowledge, fire, and water. But do you notice how we romanticize Ganymede and Prometheus, and how we don't predicate society or the rules that we live by or our philosophies upon Greek or Roman mythology? We don't predicate any of humanity upon Prometheus and Ganymede. But baby, Eve is the original sinner. We blame Eve as a people. Eve committed the original sin. We don't celebrate her for her rebellion and for her providing humanity with knowledge. We disparage her. And we use her as an example of what you shouldn't do. Baby, brainwashing at its finest. Think about that for real. Eve provided us with knowledge, and we've been taught to look at her as the premier sinner. Have we ever thought about why a God would want people to exist without knowledge? Have we ever thought about this? If God was so powerful, why couldn't he energetically forbid them to eat the fruit? Why build us with the faculties to learn, but then tell us not to use them? Why didn't he put a gate around the tree? Just like with children, you don't want children to touch certain things. You put a gate, a boundary around the things you don't want them to touch. Why is God a jealous God? Why is God such a tyrant? Once I learned Greek mythology, I found it fascinating that despite Greek mythology's similarities to Christianity and the Bible, we look at Greek mythology as a fantasy. Yet we've structured the world, caused religious trauma, division, war, and delusion through Christianity, American mythology. We take Christianity so seriously. We've built entire regimes off of Christianity and the Bible. We've structured criminal punishment off of biblical principles. We've structured court and justice systems off of the Bible. Do you notice how we will name things after Greek gods? But our awareness is completely different as it pertains to Greek mythology and Roman mythology. We don't use that stuff to structure society. As I grow in my real spirituality, I'm becoming more and more baffled by how the powers that be have been able to hoodwink us, and how humanity has been able to hoodwink itself into actually believing and living by Christianity and the Bible. If you look through history, Christianity has been the justification for some of the worst actions committed in the history of humanity. Baby, God casting Lucifer out of heaven, that's our arrogance. That's our didactic nature. That's the self-righteousness in us casting out our shadow. That's exactly what that is. Baby, Lucifer means light bringer. It means light bearer. And more on that later. And then when you look up Lucifer, when you look up the story in the Bible, it starts in Ezekiel, verse 11. What's the 11th sign? Aquarius. I think I said earlier before I looked that up that I think Lucifer is an Aquarius. More on that later.